Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Zemus-Zone. I'm riversmccown. I'm joined today by Khobahi. Khobahi, speak up, my friend.
How's it going tonight, Rivers? Yes, we're definitely in line for another exciting match between Dustygriff and Invenerable EizanTayama for the famous group of the playoff matches.
Yes, and this is, as with the other two, with 3 players in them. First two will advance to the top 8. The last place finisher will be eliminated.
That is correct, and it looks like today we are starting with Dark Knight Cecil. Not always the greatest character to start out with.
No, he's going to make the early game rather tricky, actually. They're going to have an incentive to do ordeals early, which is somewhat rare. Not of these flags, really, but generally.
And along with that, depending on the secondary character, who we will see in a second, have a low damage output, and it looks like it is the Quake Kid. But we are given a nice gift in a Magma Key immediately. This opens a lot of options for our runners to kind of go where they want for the opening here.
Yeah, this is going to be the quest to find sirens early and make Quake Kid the early game hoss that he always was meant to be.
No doubt, yeah. If they can find both sirens and maybe coffins or even just some hourglasses, they'll be able to get some quick levels and make mincemeat of some of these early key item positions.
Kamikazes in Baron Shop has become kind of a thing that some runners seek out. We've got Rydia here in Baron Inn. So there is your third character for this team, really setting up well for reflect strats on Zemus right now.
Definitely. Seeing double black mages and Cecil he could possibly use as, you know, an agility anchor depending on how the rest of your party turns out and what equipment you get. Definitely bodes well for early reflect strats.
Not finding much in Baron. I saw a Slumber Sword and a Strength Ring, a Fire Sword at the very end for Invenerable here. So, going to be a lot of things sold out of Baron, I feel like, here.
Definitely, and the worst part is nothing to really kind of help them through maybe some of these first 2 bosses to get Palom to those spells before he can start dishing out some damage.
So Invenerable is doing the early Kaipo check that I've started doing a lot more lately. Taking a peek at the character there. I believe that was not a Palom, so not helpful, but sometimes if you're lucky, you can figure out your team pretty early if you do that check.
Definitely, and yeah, it was a little quick for me. Probably another Palom, but it could definitely be Porum as well. Looks like we got Dusty, who's deciding to go immediately down to the underworld here with that Magma Key. Probably going to check this item shop first for sirens, coffins, whatnot.
I like this Eizan route, actually. Hanging out here in Fabul, trying to get some more money before he dives this. You see some hourglasses and some succubuses in Agarth there, where Dusty just dropped off the Magma Key. Those are both a couple good items for hourglasses for a lot of bosses, and succubuses for getting some MP.
Definitely, and yeah, I agree with you. Eisen's about, you know, you want to go to the underworld, you probably want to either have sirens or at least checked everywhere to see if you can find them to get Palom up to that Quake point.
Not a whole lot out of Fabul, though. Found a heroine robe, so that will sell for a lot if none of our runners actually are able to get Rydia anytime soon.
Pretty sure this is damn sign, but yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a whistle. The whistles sell for actually 10k, so Eisen's going to be happy and go back and grab that himself. Yeah, we do see a Blizzard Sphere. We don't have Kane yet, so it can either be money or something held onto in the hopes of maybe eventually seeing Kane. Few of these runners go off to next. It looks like Eisen's heading over to Troya, and Invenerable's going straight to the Antlion Cave.
So Eisen's playing the full shop experience here.
Definitely. And Invenerable's in chest loot mode, and easy boss, well, hopefully easy boss, depending on if he gets anything for either of his characters or some of those very coveted J items early on.
Yeah, I like Invenerable's play a little bit more here, only because, sometimes you dive antline early, you can get a pan, then, all of a sudden you've got 5 key items, and, you haven't even done anything yet, really.
No, it's very true. And like I said, I don't see Dusty or Eizan getting too much great stuff. I think, a rune axe from Eizan there, and just a couple swords and random whatnots for characters he doesn't have for Dusty. Does find some life potions in that shop, though, which are very nice.
Yeah, life potions are essential in this game, not only because of the ability to kind of manage your way through a tough fight, but also because by doing the life glitch, you're going to get extra experience. And a lot of routing decisions in the randomizer are kind of based on where can I get this experience as fast as possible.
And we see with what Invenerable we picked up, he equipped Palom with a bow and those Artemis arrows, so he should make pretty quick work of whatever boss is here.
And it turns out to be a free boss anyway. Eizan just found the sirens in Toria.
With coffins as well.
So that is going to be the Quake Kid starter set there. Definitely going to see an egg grind early from Eizan, I feel like now.
Definitely. I think he spent as much money as he could grabbing sirens there, just so he could get that grind up.
We've got the hook in Feymark here, some monsters, so opens up access to another character spot potentially. In other flags, you probably wouldn't see them play for that, but just given, only having Cecil and Palom right now, probably going to see most of our runners make that play sooner or later.
Definitely. And they might check out the shop too. We know we have 2 Black Mages and Cecil, so Cure 3s might be something that these runners are looking for as well.
We got a free boss here in the Feymarch as well, with King Queen Eblin in this spot. Maybe not quite as free as Dusty thinks it is, though. We'll see. Does he have a Star Veil?
I'm not sure how much damage these will do at this point in the slot against, level 10 characters? Or level... Well, it looks pretty low, and he has Cure 2, so he might just Cure between every... basically Fire 2 here.
Gotta grind out this King Queen Eblin.
Oh, we have a crystal already. Invenerable gets the crystal in the Antline Cave.
JETC right here, folks.
Definitely. And with our other runners kind of both heading to the underworld, they may find some stuff, get their characters up, but Invenerable already knows. This could easily be a jet seed.
Yeah, and once again, not having Skull roll the seed gives us a fast one.
Well, it's not fast guaranteed. Who knows where Darkness Crystal and the Pass might be, but it's definitely possible with, access to Sirens already available, and a crystal kind of right there for everyone to grab.
So Dusty's going to get this King Queen Eblin fight to go his way. That's really nice early. And since he doesn't know Sirens exist in the seed yet, big experience boost for Palom as well. He'll be picking it up.
That is quite a bit of experience for your very first fight. Looks like he gets only the virus, but I think he'll be pretty happy with that.
Merely inanimate armor. Oh yeah. Come on. Supremacy, you even trying, man?
Wow, that is quite the thing to get for your first boss fight. I'll be able to throw that on Palom and basically walk through everything on the overworld at this point.
First ring also in Feymarch, so if the runners do choose to do reflex strats here, that is easy for Cecil. So man, this is really opening up very, very well early for everybody. Everybody's got to think they're doing really well. They've all done different things too.
Definitely, like Eizan's turning in these sirens here for some early levels. I guess he got 1 or 2, but that got him to Quake. He's going to be rolling along too, thinking he's in a good spot.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if he didn't end up doing the King Queen Eblin spot as well.
Definitely. We see Dusty going to talk to Yang, and Invenerable making his way now down to the underworld, probably trying to see if he can get any of those free items to get him into a true go mode.
So Dusty's talking to Yang here. I mean, if this is like a darkness crystal right here, we might have one of the quickest seeds we've ever seen in these flags.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I've seen Q3s in any of the shops these people have grabbed yet, but that's with this being a jet seed and, you know, crystal being so easily available, might be something we're going to be looking for very early.
Right, and we haven't checked the hook shop at all yet either. So yeah, I mean, everything will be on the table if darkness crystal is out there.
Yep. The only tricky situation would be if they get the pass instead, and you know, those Q3s are on the moon.
Well, you got Riddy already. Haven't checked all the other boss locations yet, so definitely have a hook possibility. Could be someone else, some other characters out there as well. So White Mage isn't off the table just yet either.
No, definitely not. And I don't even think any of our runners have checked the Mount Hobbs spot.
Yeah, how many races of these do you see where it's like 10 minutes in and nobody's checked Hobbs yet?
That's been interesting. Yeah, Eizan's gonna head straight into that King and Queen Eplon fight. Gonna find himself a nice adamant armor.
And I'm sure Invenerable will be following him right in there.
Yep, looks like Dusty's gonna hit up Fabul first, having talked to, I guess, Yang in the underworld, and knowing he has another item to turn into Sheila, is gonna go for this first. You know, already having the levels needed. Though that adamant on Palom here, he'll be making quick work here.
Yeah, there's not much that could pop up in this spot would actually be dangerous. Maybe Wyvern if he doesn't have Star. Well, he just found Star Veil, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's when you have Palom with Adamant, pretty much the entire early game is your oyster.
Definitely. Looks like Dusty here will be the first one to give us a view of what this boss is and then what this potential key item is. Interestingly enough, he hasn't done Antline Cave, so he does not actually have the crystal. Only Invenerable has that here.
Invenerable revealing that the other boss here will be, what was it? Pale Dim. So not a free fight there. Not something you can cheese easily.
Did he skip the King and Queen Eplon fight though?
I think he did, yeah.
So unless he's going to go back for that, he's not going to receive a free adamant armor at this point. I could give quite an advantage to Dusty and Eizan here.
Yeah, Dusty taking out these D-Lunars pretty easily with Palom. Always good when you find a boss this annoying in an easy spot. And Dusty will get 2 key items out of here, right? Yeah, we haven't seen him check Sheila yet?
No, he hasn't got to Sheila. I believe he did the boss fight first, so he'll get one right here, which will be a Stardust Rod. Oh, great. Just what Palom needs.
Well, you know, he wasn't really OP enough yet. You know, give him a little more stuff. Maybe find a Guy helmet or something.
Yeah. Oh, he also finds a crystal armor in the chest. It may not be something you want to put on Cecil, but it's something you can sell for a lot of sirens if you go into jet mode.
Vanilla Pan! Wow. This seed, man. I mean, these guys are going to have 6 key items easy. The only thing I'm worried about right now for Dusty and Eizan is, are they ever going to get back to Lion Cave with how deep this hole is?
I was wondering that too. Like, I'm expecting Dusty to possibly go straight for that pan play, and then thinking, my Palom's powerful enough, he'll probably go get Riddy out at the end, and then who knows what rabbit hole he'll find. It looks like Eizan's making the... No? I think he wants to find a way to heal first before he goes into the outline. So he might do Fabul first.
Yeah, that's a smart play. Pan will probably get both of them off of Antlion for the moment, but since they won't find Crystal, I don't know if they're going back there or not. Ooh, Dusty's actually going to check out this Baron N fight now.
Yeah, it's possible, you know, he knows he's powerful enough with that adamant armor to grab Riddy right now.
Well, it was very important they put the Stardust on, because otherwise this fight would take forever.
Clearly. I mean, Bahamut in this first slot, never going to be a problem. Countdown for, you know, a few hundred health here.
And Eizan has Quake Kid dunk all over those D-Lunars. Got an Octomam, second in Baronin. Not a hard boss, especially given Palom's amazing defense at this point. This should be a pretty quick fight.
A casual 2200 with Virus, and this is going to be over very quickly.
It's always good when Cecil can just pump his fist at victory and not have to do anything. Oh, he's helping.
And we find a Twin Harp in the Baron Inn, along with Rydia.
The possibility of Muzak exists, folks.
It definitely does, though I'm expecting Dusty to go through the pan route before he would touch Twin Harp. Especially considering, you know, he has a crazy Palom, but he doesn't really have much physical attack yet for that Dark Elf spot.
That's a fair point, yeah. You might want to save Dark Elf until you turn Cecil over to Paladin. Or I guess you could do Heroin Dragon Whip and just pray.
And yeah, we see Dusty heading straight to this pan play. Well, Eizan's actually going to give us our first look at the character on Mount Hobbs.
That is a Porum.
That is definitely a Porum. So we do have twins. We have a White Mage. This could potentially be a really fast seed if we can find that access to Zemus. That is, assuming Eizan and Dusty, you know, find their crystal at any point.
Eizan tried to use Quake, forgetting that this boss has some resistances against Earth stuff for some reason. Actually, the Porum thing makes me wonder how much Invenerable is going to miss the Adamant if he doesn't go get it. Because if that's your only white mage, you know, that can get a little risky.
Definitely. Like, if you underlevel and get a high roll Big Bang, your Zemus fight can go down pretty hard, especially with, you know, currently a 3-mage party.
Yeah, you don't know anything about Porum being squishy, do you?
No, nothing at all. I mean, at least they have Cecil for an easy agility anchor.
Alright, we got the Luca key.
I didn't see if hitting Yang with the pan turned up anything. I guess we can see an Invenerable screen right now.
Just a Leviathan.
Oh, okay. You know, just that small thing when Rydia is easily available.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, look, how much damage do they really need?
No. And we now have Eizan actually heading into the Antlion Cave, and it looks like Dusty's soon to follow. So everyone is going to be on this kind of the same foot here, knowing it's a early crystal seed. At least we're not in full jet mode yet, but I think Dusty and Eizan definitely have a leg up with us knowing, you know, the Porum thing and having the Adamant armor.
That poor Antlion boss, man. He's about to get dunked on all over the screen.
Definitely. Yeah, and Venerable going up to grab his Luca key now. So it'll be interesting to see where Invenerable kind of goes from here. Is he going to take the time to either maybe grab the other character, make Cecil a paladin, or do some stuff in the underworld here?
Yeah, if I were Invenerable, that spot would be weighing on my mind just knowing how free it is. But Invenerable has made some different routing calls than other people. I mean, he's definitely studied it a lot, so I'm very curious to see what he'll do here. Knowing what we know, knowing how much he loathes Dwarf Castle.
I'm just hoping he didn't look at that fight and think it was Odin. Messing up your color palettes for a second and getting the wrong boss could potentially throw you off.
These poor, sweet dark imps.
They
Savage.
never stood a chance. And after that decimation, both of our other runners are going to grab their crystal here.
So what haven't we seen yet? We have not seen the moon. We haven't seen ordeals, which Invenerable seems like he's about to do right now.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Dwarf Castle. We haven't seen the music from Twin Harp. We haven't seen Top of Tower. We haven't seen the Luca Key. There's still a lot open right now.
Yeah, there's the Pale Dim spot in the Baymoch as well. And then there's always the Mist Dragon lurking somewhere in the scene.
Man, that would be a hot take if the Mist Dragon had Darkness Crystal and was just hanging in an easy spot where these runners have been given pretty much the keys to everything in the seed and don't need to do anything but play it straight up.
Yeah. Invenerable finding a third heroine on Matter Deals. Money, I don't feel is going to be that much of a problem in the seed as well, with Crystal Emmos, heroine robes, and things all around.
Yeah, plus whatever they make just doing Siren grinds anyway.
Exactly. Looks like we have a wall on the bridge.
Great spot to find that wall if you're a runner. Great spot, just because it has no real magic defense here. It's very slow, it gets carved up, and yeah. I'm surprised it didn't die from that first virus from Dusty.
Yeah, at this point, for non-jet purposes, what can we hope for? Like, a Mist Dragon with the Earth Crystal in the first Tower of Zot spot?
That Pale Dim spot's a pretty nice spot for it. I don't think any of the runners are going to have a lot of physical defense for a while outside of Cecil. And that Adamant.
I mean, if they don't care about the elemental resist, I think our runners have found a rune axe. They could probably throw that on Cecil with the adamant and just laugh at Pale Dim.
Maybe Top of Tower. I mean, there's no reason to go there at all right now.
No, I think we'll definitely see some other stuff before Top of Tower. Maybe even Dwarf Castle, looking for that last character, for the character people that don't have. I guess only Eizan at this point has picked up Porum.
Dusty's trying really hard to get that Mom Bomb skip here. Don't know if he's got enough damage. There we go. Wow, he did. Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, just barely, but I think it's like an extra 10,000 damage after you trigger the bomb shift.
Yeah. That Tiara that Eizan, that everybody found coming up ordeals right now, is going to be huge for Porum. If you put that and the Adamant together, I mean, she's pretty much bulletproof. You can probably nurse her through Zemus at, I don't know, like 1850 or so. Not quite as risky as some other setups that you could have.
Oh, what a gift! They turn Cecil into a paladin, and right before they do, they get a crystal sword. This is one of the most crazy amounts of power I've seen early on in the seed ever, I think. Like,
yeah, on these flags, it's pretty rare to get a true jet seed, and not only do we have a jet seed here, but we have like so much damage, so much potential to wall up any boss on our path that routing decisions are actually very important right now.
Yeah, definitely. And it'll be interesting to see what all the runners do. I mean, they're all kind of on ordeals right now, about to get Crystal Sword, Cecil. Eizan's the only one who's made the play for another character, but beyond that, I think everyone's done pretty much the exact same things. I mean, minus Invenerable grabbing the Adamant armor.
Yeah, Invenerable doesn't have the Adamant armor. Eizan has Porum already. Other than that, what she missed was first key item was Magma. Crystal was in Antlion Cave. Our runners had a Vanilla Pan underground as well, and Eizan Or was it? No, it was Dusty. I'm sorry. Dusty got the adamant armor off of King Queen Evelyn at the vanilla Leviathan spot. So very, very free experience boost for him. I don't even think he's found Sirens yet, right?
I don't believe so. Maybe I can't remember at this point. But yeah, I believe Eizan also picked up that adamant, so it's only Invenerable that doesn't have it. Yeah, the potential for trolls still exists. Obviously, we need a way to get to Zeromus, but at this point, we know the moon isn't really that much in play, because if we get the Darkness Crystal, we have our access.
Right, we've not found the Mist Dragon yet either.
No, and I don't think any of our runners have checked any kind of those easy spots, being the Octomom or the Vanilla Mist Dragon spot, to see if she's even hiding anywhere.
Dusty about to pick up his Porum.
Giving Cecil some, ridiculous equipment, and it's already going to do way too much damage at level 1.
And Inben's about to get his third character, Enridia, here at the inn. This was also the spot of the Twin Harp, so not a whole lot. This poor Mylon Z, man, he's about to get crystal sorted.
and with that Cecil with a crystal sword, that really leaves the Dark Elf cave open. That's going to be enough physical attack to pretty much take that out, no problem.
Dusty showing mercy and not using the crystal sword on the 4x weakness there.
I think the main point is Palm's just so fast with that adamant armor, he doesn't need to. Alright, so Invenerable's picked up his Twin Harp and Enridia, Dusty's picked up his Porum, and looks like Eizan's about to finish off this fight against Valvalus.
Inben's going to check the hook. First runner on screen to do this.
Definitely. He'll probably check both the shops for, probably at this point, Bacchus and Cure 3s.
Or he'll just dump it off, whichever. It's fine. We definitely know what Invenerable's going to do.
Looks like he's going to do Dwarf Castle, which is kind of surprising. And we have Dusty heading to the Magnus Cave.
Supremacy, we got a red alert. We need Muzak.
Ooh, look at the stream, I think it's already there, so we should be good to go as soon as he gets down there. Looks like the first boss of Dwarf Castle is Dark Knight Cecil. Jump on that wall.
That could be a surprisingly hard fight right there.
I mean, especially with, a level 1 Rydia, possibly a level, I think, 8 Cecil after that Baronin fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's doing a whole bunch of damage. And we see the reset.
Should have played to your instincts, Invenerable.
Eizan also hovering outside Dwarf Castle here. We might see something very similar from him coming up pretty quickly. All of his characters have, I think, a max 700 life, and that DKC was doing about 350. But I will be quiet for the moment as we get music.
Well, my wife will be happy at that Tensor Hero game.
see what boss rears his head here. And looks like Invenerable's going to do that King and Queen Eblon.
Yeah, remember when we thought this fight would be hard, and then Cecil has a crystal sword, and it's all over?
And now it's even just a scripted fight with Cecil, which it looks like he doesn't even care. He's just beating him down mercilessly.
Only DKC has put up any real threat of any of the fights that these runners have done so far.
Yeah, and with access to Sirens, they'll be able to easily outgrind that damage that he can do.
Oh, and Venerable is going for Pale Dim.
I guess he's setting Cecil with the Crystal Sword is enough to kind of deal... Ooh, as Cecil gets one shot.
Well, never mind then.
Let's see if he switches it up here and goes for the...
We've got Go Mode. We've got Go Mode. Dustygriff finding darkness in Cave Magnus.
And he has a pouty that can take on Zeromus. It'll be interesting to see if he just goes grabs those Sirens and just grinds up.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what kind of grind he does here. He doesn't have weak. He does have access to Sirens. I mean, I could see a couple arguments for eggs. I could see the arguments for dragons. I could see the arguments for continuing to go to 10 key items, really. I mean, there's a lot that Dusty could do with this situation.
Yeah, there's definitely some open spots. We might see him even try Dwarf Castle, maybe to hope for that 5th character type thing. We might see him just grind up. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
And Venerable about to get his adamant armor and then curse his luck that he didn't pick that one first.
Dusty picking up a healthy stack of 33 Sirens. It looks like Eizan is finally resolving this Pan line and getting his Luca key. I didn't realize he hadn't done that already.
Yeah, Dusty doesn't even need Cure 3s at this point. He's got the Admin, he's got Porum, he's got Tiara for Porum. So she should be pretty able to withstand some big bangs. She might get high rolled, but I mean, that's a risk you always take with Porum.
And I'm interested to see what he's looking for here. I wonder if he's looking to see if he can find something like Hourglasses. Oh, yep, he's coming back here for Hourglass 1s. Makes me believe he might be going to the moon to grind.
Yep, that sounds like the play that he has chosen.
I mean,
50 Hourglass 1s and 33 Sirens. That tells you a story right there.
Definitely. And he might even find his 5th character up on the moon. Looks like Invenerable is diving the Eblon Cave now. Gonna check that item shop and potentially the character slot. There is Bacchus Wines and Cure 3s in the Eblon Cave.
Dusty choosing eggs, making fools of us all.
It's possible he might be trying to get a couple early levels for Cecil with that Crystal Sword before he heads up to those gold dragons. Just getting him some more strength modifiers before he actually tries that.
We got Bacchus and Cure 3s at the Hook Cave, so Invenerable digging in very happily with that setup.
The Darkness Crystal was in the Magnus Cave. So, I guess the only things we really need to do is Antlion for Crystal, the Baron Inn for the Twin Harp, and then the Cave for the Darkness Crystal.
Magma Key was a troll.
Clearly.
Alright, so Eizan's making the play now. He's going to get in go mode pretty shortly here, too. And Invenerable finds Edge just hanging out in his vanilla location.
Oh, wow. That's quite the character to find in this position. Invenerable will probably be very happy seeing Edge here. Not like a Tella or an Edward or somebody like that.
So we pretty much confirmed that they're going to have to do a grind with that week at this point. But I think Invenerable's okay with that, given he just found Edge.
I'm just looking over at Eizan's screen. He picked up a ninja sword in that Magnus cave. If he keeps that and does find Edge at some point, he has some decent weapons for Edge to kind of maybe speed up a Zoko strat or a hybrid strat Zeromus fight.
Yeah, with the Crystal Sword, I'm sure everybody's going to be trying to Berserk Cecil anyway, so you might as well go hybrid at that point, in my opinion.
Yep. Dusty gonna check the shop on the moon, probably hoping for either of those Bacchus wines, would be my bet at this point. But unless there's a double, which does not look like there is.
Well, cabins are very nice actually for what he's going to be doing, so I think he'll take those.
Yeah, definitely cabins are a very handy thing to have. Looks like Invenerable's gonna get some quick levels here. Be interested to see if he maybe goes back for that Pale Dim spot, or if he's ever gonna hit up the cave for his Darkness Crystal here.
This was truly a seed where there was value pretty much everywhere you looked. Like, nobody can think that they're behind right now.
No, definitely not. At 35 minutes with the amount of stuff all of these runners have, I mean, I bet you Dusty's probably ecstatic right now. 35 minutes in go mode on the moon.
With a Crystal Sword and an Adamant Armor.
Yeah. Sadly, not a copy of Edge on the moon, so we'll probably see Dusty formatting this unless he, for some reason, takes a trip down to that Eblon cave.
Edmund, I wonder if Edmund's trying to force his way into Dwarf Castle at this point.
It's quite possible. I mean, he already knows that the Dark Knight Cecil's there. Get some HP up, and if that leads to, say, something like the Tower Key, he might be finding himself on quite the journey before he finds that Darkness Crystal.
At the same time, if he does that, he might have 10 key items by the time he gets it, which could be a factor here. Dusty's going to have a very long grind if he wants to do, you know, the traditional kind of nuke white thing for his mages.
Definitely.
Like, this is going to be a 10+ minute grind, maybe 15 even.
Yeah, and especially with him not having Edge, it's interesting to see what kind of strategy he'll take for the last boss with, you know, he has a Crystal Sword in Cecil, but that's the only physical damage besides, what, a Dragon Whip, Heroine, Rydia.
Yeah, so Eizan is now in go mode as well.
Yep.
Invenerable is the lone person not in go mode at this point.
It's still interesting. The one character Invenerable has not picked up and is available is on Mount Hobbs. I mean, they're also on the moon, but
yeah, he'll get her. He may get her eventually, or he may find a pass along the way and never have to do it.
That is quite possible. He does know where the Cure 3s are as well, since he's the one that did dive the Eblon Cave.
Well, the good news for Dusty is this is going to be pretty quick. He's got the Dragon Whip on Rydia, and he's got Crystal Sword on Cecil. So, like, carving these things up isn't going to be very hard. It's just going to take a lot of time.
I mean, this first fight might be a little scary. All of his characters are kind of still low level, and they could probably pick off whoever's trying to throw that early Hourglass, though he does have an Adamant Armor on. I don't even know who it's on. It might still be on Palom at this point.
So Eizan is going for the cave. He is going to find Edge here. This could be interesting. I don't know if that's enough to totally switch a lead around, but that's a pretty big find. 4 versus 5 here.
He's also going to find the Bacchus wines in the shop.
Invenerable showing off this fancy stuff where he actually goes in Dwarf Castle from the rear entrance. So that's what a crazy cat that Invenerable is.
Yeah, taking advantage of the healing pot in the basement and then just running right up. Yeah, we can see even like a level 20-something Cecil is doing almost 4,000 to these King Ryus.
Yeah, Dusty is going to carve up these dragons. The only question is how much time is it going to take, and if it can be made up on the back with Edge for Eizan.
We definitely have Invenerable kind of going down what might be the wrong rabbit hole. I mean, he could get the pass directly out of this dwarf castle and be just in as much go mode as everyone else. Yeah, Eizan's going to be very happy to pick up his edge here, and Venerable taking out that Dark Knight Cecil by waiting. Dusty grinding away on King Ryus.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of Berserk casts here. He'll probably have the cabin at some point, but I mean, this is going to be very constant progress. It's not going to take very long to kill things with this Crystal Sword.
You find a copy of Rydia in Dwarf Castle and the Wyvern in the second slot.
I don't know anything about this fight. I've never seen it happen before in my life.
Wyvern missing both Palom and Rydia, even without getting the Star Veil up. It looks like he should be able to make quick work of this.
Are we going for Leviathan here? It better kill.
This could be interesting. And it does take him out.
Actually, he would have been okay because he put up the wall on Palom, but that's still really funny. If you don't know, by the way, Wyvern counters all summons with Mega Nuke. So if you don't kill him with it and you don't have walls up, it's pretty much a Ripperooski for you.
Yeah, it looks like we have Eizan heading straight up to the moon here. I'm sure he probably already has a nice stack of sirens and might be going for the grind himself now, but with Edge as well in tow.
Will Invenerable be rewarded? The answer is maybe.
That's definitely a maybe, but that does help add towards that 10 key item tally.
Right. If Rat Tail leads to another key item and he does Twin Harp pretty quickly here, he could wind up with 10.
I believe that would put him straight at 9 if he gets the Darkness Crystal right after the Rat Tail.
Yeah, he might be doing other things first too.
I mean, if that Rat Tail turns up, say, the Tower Key, I would almost expect him to go there before, going towards the Magnus Cave. The chance for 2 key items over 1 in a place that he'd probably easily do at this point.
This is really unfortunate for him because Twin Harp isn't something that a lot of runners would flock to, but in this situation, typically you want to keep following the high. Oh, well, there's the pass. Okay, here we go.
So
Never mind. It's fortunate after all.
Invenerable, the only one without a white mage at this point. I don't know if he's remembered if he's done Mount Hops or not, but we may see him just forego that completely and use the Cure 3s he found.
Yeah, this just got real interesting, as the chat is pointing out. Inman's going to get the grind right away. He's got Cure 3s already.
Yeah.
This is going to be very close for all 3 of the runners now.
Definitely. He's heading straight to that little extra peninsula where you can also summon eggs. And
he's also already got a lot of grinding done. Like his Cecil and Dusty Cecil are almost the same HP at this point.
Yeah, it's definitely anyone's game at this point. I feel like Eizan might be falling behind, though he's on the moon and going to be starting his grind hopefully soon. But I mean, without the white mage as well, Invenerable's going to be in a position where he's going to have to be tossing those Cure 3s out.
I think he'd be okay with this. I mean, he's probably going to do reflect strats with Palom and Rydia. I mean, he might wind up with edge healing here.
That is quite possible.
Weird as that is to say at this point, Edge might be the token Cure 3 tosser.
It'll be interesting to see if he keeps Cecil leveling after that 44-45 mark.
Right. So kind of the gist of the differences for our runners right now. Dusty does not have Edge, and Venerable does not have Porum. Eizan has both, but is behind on grind.
Definitely. Yeah, I guess at this point we're just gonna have 3 people grinding up, and then we might be seeing some different types of Zemus fights with the bounties these people have, but and Venerable switching it up and now just crystal sorting these eggs down to great effect.
So to briefly recap this seed, Magma Key start, a free adamant armor on the Vanilla Leviathan spot, Palom with Quake. There was almost no hard bosses at all except for DKC hanging out in front of Dwarf Castle. Darkness Crystal was in Cave Magnus with the music, which was Final Fantasy X. And Invenerable avoided it, only to be bailed out by the pass via Dwarf Castle.
Yeah. It's the only thing to add to that. The crystal was found pretty early on, I guess by Invenerable in Antlion Cave, and that twin hub came from the Baron Inn.
So pretty much at this point, all we're doing is watching these HP numbers increase. Who would you like to get in the fight first right now, Go?
Who would I like to get in the fight first?
Who do you think is going to make it first?
It's hard to tell between Invenerable and Dustygriff. I mean, I think it's one of those two. I think Eizan's going to be lagging behind, though he has the most complete party. I feel like it might be Invenerable here. I feel like he might be more comfortable, like he knows he has the Cure 3s, and we might even see like a Cecil Edge fight.
I agree with you, actually. I think he might be first there only because he doesn't have a whole lot of incentive to keep leveling if he just thinks that Crystal Sword can carry the fight.
Yeah, and like we don't even see him stopping the experience on Cecil. I think like at this point, like it's going to take so long without double experience to get the nukes up for Iridia and Palom that I think we're going to see pretty much almost a 2-man fight with maybe a couple spells thrown out if he can.
I don't think that lacking Bacchus is a huge deal for Dusty. As long as he's able to keep Porum alive, he only has one Berserk target anyway. The question is just going to be, the Cure 4 stuff. How long it takes to grind up to that, how long it takes to grind Porum to a level where he's comfortable with that. Whereas Invenerable doesn't actually have to worry about that. He can just throw the Berserks out there, let Edge life people up while Cecil does damage, and see what happens.
Now see Eizan kind of grinding his team up. We might see a more traditional hybrid strat from him, having the full body, but I mean, at this point, I could see Invenerable going at almost any time now, just straight to the fight.
Yeah, he's got the levels at this point. Eizan... it's weird to say, but it's because he has the most complete team, but Eizan looks behind right now.
Definitely, like you can see the HP values on his entire party are quite a bit lower, almost by half. And it's just... It's hard to see anyone in this point with this party kind of taking a nosedive to Zemus. I mean,
oh, here it comes. I think here it comes. Got Invenerable powering up that airship at level 50 around the board.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does with equipment. He might even just throw that adamant on Cecil and just go to town. Oh no, did he? Yeah, he did get the adamant eventually.
So Iridia does not have nuke. But Palom does, and Edge is getting the adamant, so he's going to be the Cure 3 tosser, I bet.
He is bringing Stowvales up to the top.
Yeah, I'll probably try to supplement the damage with Palom Nukes at this point. Do hybrid. Unless he wants to just have Cecil Berserk for a little bit and then trying to finish off with the Reflux Strats, which is also on the table. But
do see
that's real damage counting intensive there.
Yeah, we do see Dusty kind of changing around his equipment, and it looks like he might be ready to head down to the fight. Going to take him another 30, 40 seconds to actually do the entire run, but...
Yes, whose butt are we going to kick today, Khobahi? What do you think?
Ooh, it's hard to tell. There's so many to choose from. I'm hoping something I haven't seen, just because I know there's so many. The Big Fong Balls one is Glorious Pidge. That could be good.
Yeah, I have a soft spot for that one, having pretty much demanded that it get put in the randomizer. You know who I haven't seen in a while? Ganon. Let's say it'll be Ganon.
Could be a good one. Won't be much longer before we see here.
And Dusty is right on Invenerable's tail. So this could be a very close finish, if both survive.
Yeah, there is always a possibility that these runners kind of take a nosedive to Zeromus here. I mean, both strategies have their flaws. I mean, Edge with 2400 life and an adamant armor, I think, should be able to keep Cecil up. Here we go. Invenerable changing the form as Dusty enters the fight.
And of course, there's Barthmas. I don't know what Barthmas is, but that's amazing. It's a very well-detailed sprite.
Yeah, the sprite is very good. It's from Final Fantasy 13, I believe? Like it in chat, some people confirming that.
Oh, and Venerable's doing this really well. He's got the slot out very well. The early Starbell toss would tell you that he's going to do hybrid here.
Definitely, and I think he just pretty much grinded right to that point where Palom got nuke, knowing that, you know, probably Cecil Edge can take care of most of it and then reflect some nukes with Palom here. Looks like we have kind of the same thing going on Dustygriff's side. The Stowville on Rydia with the nukes coming out from Palom, with Polearm kind of berserking up Cecil here.
Did Dusty actually bother to get nuked for Rydia?
For Rydia, I don't believe so. She just threw a Stowville immediately and got a Palom started throwing nukes. Now he's throwing out a Silk Web with Rydia now.
This is a real tough game, tough thing for Eizan here. Just, you know, you've got to think you're doing the seed so well, and both of your opponents are already in Zeromus.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. I mean, it is a jet seed. He could possibly know that, you know, he thinks he's so far ahead, but, you know, his opponents could be just right there with him as well, so... I mean, until someone actually hits a dot done, he might be feeling okay, but I think as soon as he sees that first dot done, assuming neither of these two kind of take a wipe, he might be sweating. And then a few seconds later, by the looks of it, we might see that second dot done.
I think the Invenerable actually has a safer fight here, just given Polearm's HP. That's like if we get a high Big Bang, he could lose 3/4 of the party pretty easily.
That's very true, but I mean, like you said, I think he has the admin armor to Tiara on. Well, I haven't seen if he's tried to nerf Big Bangs past the first one, but...
Oh, and Venerable getting the reflected nuke as well on his side. That always feels nice.
Oh, and we see that exact scenario on Dustygriff's side. His entire party minus Cecil going down.
Common Tater curse.
You're getting pretty good at those.
I've been working on it on the side.
I mean, it's followed up immediately by a black hole. We'll see if he can kind of recover here with Cecil.
He really only needs Cecil and Forum to live this fight, unless he's trying to do like a flex draft at this point. This is dicey right now.
Yeah, he was throwing some reflex out. He actually got Palom up by the looks of it, and he's going to take a wipe here to this next unnerved Big Bang.
Rip. But not grinding anymore, so still going to have the same kind of basic scenario set up for him.
Yeah, so he might have the same opportunities to get that big bang. It'll be interesting to see if maybe he tries to kind of nerf them a little more often to get the lower numbers. But no, he's heading right back, and Eizan's either going to heal right now, or he might be comfortable enough with his levels that he's going to be heading in.
I know community member Exodus does like these little percentages based on SRL stuff and community races and whatnot. If there was like an in-game win percentage thing, Dusty's just took a big hit, but it's not over yet.
But we do see Meteo into the flash for Invenerable, so we do have a winner with an SRL time of 55 minutes 15 seconds. Yeah, definitely a big GG to Invenerable there, taking this down sub-hour even.
Yeah, if there was one seed that in this the set of races that could be sub-hour, it was this one. So we've got Dusty doing Zemus right now. Eizan is right on his heels. This is going to be pretty close. Any struggles from either rudder, we could get another situation like we had last night where Night Dew and Supremacy kind of traded off deaths for a while. I don't think Eizan is a whole lot better with HP, but he does have edge.
Yeah, that is true. I didn't see his final kind of party levels. It looks like mid-40s here for his entire party, so he's definitely going to have that opportunity to kind of get that high roll Big Bang.
Hey!
What a do, dude. GG.
Thank you. The haven't had a sub-hour, I think, in a couple months, so sometimes it feels good to get lucky on those wide-open possibilities.
Let me tell you how lucky you were, my friend. Because we thought you were dead when Darkness Crystal was in the music.
Oh, it was a Dark Elf?
and both of your opponents got there first, and we were like, oh god, he's doing Dwarf Castle, why? And then you got that.
I mean,
it turned out okay.
You've been taunting me all day today, Rivers, about going to Dwarf Castle. Like, there's always value in Dwarf Castle. Why don't you go to Dwarf Castle more often? And this time I got there, I'm like, okay, Dark Knight Cecil. Then afterwards, like, okay, well, fine. We're doing Dwarf Castle. So are they both in Zeromus then?
They are both in Zeromus right now. Dusty was in there same time as you. He took a wipe on his first one.
Did they find... Was Porum on the moon? Or did they find her anywhere?
Porum was on the moon. Porum was also at Hobbs, which you never did.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Hobbs. No white mage, no problem, right?
This is one of those seeds where there was just so much going on early. Like, you had the early crystal, you had the magma key. It was, I'm sure it was a bear to navigate with kind of changing things up compared to your normal path.
Oh, definitely. Like, after round of 32, I got so used to hook seeds, that having all these options, definitely, you freeze a little bit with indecision. That's why at a couple points, I'm like, let me just go knock off some dragon eggs, take the time to figure out where I want to go, and yeah, but I got super lucky with that pass, no doubt. But that was the most fun Zeromus fight I've had in a while. It just felt like I was, I don't know, especially when he nuked himself by bouncing it off one of my Starvels. I'm like, owning you for a change, Zeromus. Felt good.
Ooh, Dusty taking 2 deaths here. Ooh, this is dicey again. We're back to Porum and Cecil only.
Oh, goodness. Well, hey, I'm going to pop out so I can actually go watch this finale. Supremacy, let me know when I can cut. Rivers, I'll see you on the final day.
All right, my friend. Good job.
Thanks, y'all.
We see both these guys kind of grinding away on the Zemus fight. I just noticed the Porum on Eizan's side has 1300 life. He might be kind of thinking the Cure 3 strats with Edge and Cecil might be all he needs here.
I'm actually wondering if the dot done influenced his decision to just go.
That is quite possible.
Like, he might just be trying to do whatever he can at this point, trying to nerf every Big Bang, just because he thinks that's his only chance. Ooh, and there goes Porum.
Oh, ooh. Dusty back in that same situation, but I think this time with even less health on his Cecil.
This is tenuous, and he's unberserking right now, but yeah.
Ooh, that nuke change. That's gonna
double
take
death.
Cecil out. That's definitely rough. It'll be interesting to see if he goes right back or if he might go for some more. No, he's gonna go right back into it. I mean, with that first dot done coming up, I don't blame him. He has to be thinking, you know, Eizan's got to be right there with him.
Eizan's Edge is actually putting up some pretty good numbers in this fight. Like, he's popped up enough damage to win this. It's just a matter of can he keep nerfing everything.
Definitely, yeah. And he's just kind of throwing out Cure 3s with his excess party members, getting that nerf off, and just kind of letting Edge and Cecil do some work here.
Palom taking the nap on that nuke.
Oh, and here comes a Big Bang immediately. Luckily, nerfed enough that his low life party members are living through it easily.
This has been very expert by Eizan so far. He's really come a long way in a short time, and you know, this might be the only thing he could have done to actually keep this seed going and finish second. So, I mean, this is under pressure. This is really good stuff.
Definitely. And I mean, Dusty's kind of probably kicking himself, taking a couple wipes here. Like, he knows he probably could have been done at this point, and he knows his opponent's probably getting close to that point as well. And we do see a Meteo on Eizan's screen.
But it wipes Porum. Oh dear.
And his queued up Cure 3, I believe, was on Porum there, so see if he can get a couple of these Cure 3s off. Yeah, it looks like he's going to get them off before another Meteo comes out.
Yeah, he just needs Cecil and Edge to live long enough to block us again.
Taking it a little safe here, kind of throwing out that extra Cure 3, getting a Bacchus on Cecil. You might even see him not even throw one on Edge. I wouldn't at this point.
No, absolutely not. Cecil does way more damage.
Kind of throwing out a safety Cure 3 here, but another hit or two from Cecil. We should see the flash coming here anytime now for Eizan.
Yeah, that was a really, really clean fight considering the HPs that he came in with. And that is a dot done for Eizan. SRL time of 1:02:37. GG to him, he is in the top 8.
Definitely. And sadly that means Dusty will not be advancing. Still an amazing run by him. Amazing run by all these runners. Make sure you follow them and give them a shout.
Eizan going to be a little late to the interview because his heart is racing. I don't blame him. That was a very, very clutch fight right there.
Yeah, definitely. He went in there with some low levels, but he handled that very expertly and just kind of got through the fight here.
And for if you're Dusty, I mean, what can you say? You made it there twice. It might have just been a matter of that strategy of those levels. If he would have grinded up, maybe 2 more dragons, he would have been okay.
Definitely, yeah. Just a couple hundred more HP on Porum, and he might have been in there.
Yeah, these races have all been very, very tough, very tight, and come down to the littlest things often. And in Dusty's case, he just came a bit short on Zemus today. And we're joined by Eizan. Eizan, GG, my man.
Thanks. That's went pretty good.
That was an expertly done Zemus fight. I gotta know, when you saw the dot gun, did that influence your decision to just go?
Yes, that and Porum running out of MP right at the same time kind of sent me. I was like, I better give it a shot, otherwise I think I'm going to lose.
So, in the top 8, how do you feel about that?
I got to do better than that.
You were the only one to find both Edge and Porum in that seed, so that kind of gave you, pun intended, definitely the edge in Zemus. But yeah, that was really, really interesting. You had some really good routing, and I got to praise that fight again because that was awesome. Just getting through that, the nerf timings were really good.
Yeah, when I got Darkness, I went to look for Cure 3s or something like that, and when I checked Eblon, I found that and Bacchus there. And then went to check the character, and it being Edge after just getting the Ninja Sword kind of played out really well.
Definitely. And yeah, like in the early game, just kind of throwing you almost everything you needed. You know, that early Adamant Armor, Stoner, Strahd, and just levels and everything for your Quake kid. You kind of just... quite a jet seed for this run.
Ooh, and Dusty again losing a party member here on Big Bang.
Yeah, no, Dusty definitely struggling with this fight a little.
Alright, I need to head out. Storm's headed in pretty bad.
All right, GG again, man. You did great. I look forward to seeing you in the top 8. That was EizanTayama, our second place finisher in the race. Just waiting for Dusty to finish up here.
Looks like this time he was able to get Cecil up and kind of recover with Porum here.
Yeah, that was a very fortunate nuke roll from Barthmus on that one.
Just gonna berserk Cecil up and I guess hope he can finish this fight out. I'd assume he's just gonna wait to heal and hope he doesn't get high rolled at this point. Ooh, as we see a Meteo. One more Meteor going out, missing everyone. Cecil swings again, and we see the flash. So Dustygriff has finished 3rd place with a SRL time of 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 32 seconds. GG to Dusty, still an amazing run. Just a little bit of struggle with that last boss there that got him to 3rd place.
Yeah, that was rough to see those big bangs wipe poor Dusty off of the slate. Hopefully we can get him in here for a little bit. If he's too salty, I don't blame him. That was really rough, but what you guys saw just now is one of the jettiest seeds of the round of 16. We had
definitely
Crystal in Antlion Cave, Magma Key right off the bat, Edge, Porum, Palom, Cecil Rydia with a Crystal Sword on Ordeals, almost guaranteeing you get that. I mean, our runners were spoiled for choice. They even had 2 different paths to the Zemus. So really spit out in an interesting way there, and Invenerable was able to catch up because he could find the pass while everybody else was grinding on the moon.
Definitely. And that might have turned out completely differently if, say, that rat tail had led to almost any other key item.
Well, we are joined by Dusty now. Dusty, GG.
Hey, thanks. Not so much the first G, but it was definitely the second G. A game. But yeah.
My condolences, man. That was pretty rough to watch. You were about 40 seconds, 50 seconds behind Invenerable.
Yeah. In
that first fight, and I'm sure you knew that when you saw that done. But yeah, that was. Did you think about going back and regrinding after the first one?
A bit, but I was just like, with this party, how can I wipe to this? So I said, I can just do this and try this again. I just figured, well, I must have. I messed up a couple times in the first one, and I knew that. So I said, well, I'll try it again, as is. And I'm not sure. I think it was during my third one, Eisen finished. So I probably could have regrinded at least 1 or 2 fights to get a bit more HP, but should have been comfortable where I was. I didn't play very well. Yeah, it didn't feel too good, but that's what separates the people that win this one and people that lose the race. So very much GG's to the other guys on this one.
Yeah, that was a very tight race. Could have gone to any of you three, really. But Invenerable actually found the pass through Dwarf Castle. So,
oh my god! Wow.
He was actually behind in the stream for most of it, and then caught right up at the end and was first to Zemus, like I told you, by about 50 seconds.
Yeah. Unbelievable. So he grinded on eggs, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. Did anyone find the 5th character?
Yeah, Edge was in the Hook Cave.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Yeah, that would have been kind of nice. I mean, the sea was very nice overall. I mean, it gave us everything very quickly, but yeah, I just didn't make as good of use of it as I could have at the end there. I got a little bit cocky about things, a little bit ahead of myself in terms. I said I don't need nuke on Rydia. I can just go in like this. And had I had nuke on Rydia, it probably would have been a lot cleaner of a fight and a lot easier to get through the phase changes and whatnot. But that's my fault on that one.
You did great, man. There's only some people who can advance. We're in the very end days of the league, and yeah, it was. Thanks for playing. It was great to watch you.
No, it's joy. Thank you guys for having me.